Hey everyone, it's Agnach here. Welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm bringing our fourth war in the LIC Cup. At the moment, this is how our group looks. All top 4 teams had 2 wins and 1 loss, so it's a pretty tight group. We ended up losing to Indian Tribe last week, and this week we face Tribe Gaming. So let's go to the war. Okay, so these are the teams. It's myself, TK, Bernard, Trento, and Cooper against Nick, Ipcheck, Maxi, Lexnos, and they're bringing Elliot instead of Itsu. So here goes the first attack. Is Nick going against Cooper, and he's bringing the super baby dragon. So the Inferno dragons are coming in, so he just started doing this attack quite a fair bit now, where he uses the E-drag on one of the sides for funneling, and then he uses the king and queen on the other side for funneling, and then he sends all of his Inferno dragons in the middle with the loons and the warden, and he uses those scaly spell to tank defenses, i.e. the Infernos and the scattershots. They go through the tornado trap. All the baby dragons are gonna be dying to the Tankle Blast. He still has 1 Inferno dragon left. There's the super minion from the CC, and he's targeting his warden, so the warden is gonna be going down now. He still has 1 Inferno dragon and the dragon on the other side, but it's about to go down. He still has his RC ability, uses it. Now she's targeting the eagle, but the single Inferno is targeting her, and she goes down. The queen goes down, and this was a nice defense by Cooper, and it's gonna be a bit of a low percentage, 80%, 2 stars. So now we go to Trento. He's coming in against Maxi, so he's using that Yeti at 2 o'clock to funnel, and uses a couple of sneaky goblins at 3:30, and now he's going to be able to bring his queen, and he wants to queen charge the town hall. Uses a couple of hogs just to get rid of that archer tower, just to make sure that the queen doesn't walk. Puts the healers down with the cockaloon and sends a super wall breaker. He's got another super wall breaker as well, and he's coming with the normal hybrid spells, the 3 rages, the 2 heals, 2 freezes, and a poison. Now the queen is in the town hall. Still has 2 minutes to go, but he can start with his funneling. Now the queen is getting rid of the CC. It's a lava hound and trash. Now she gets rid of the CC, puts the giant down with the siege barracks. The giant is just for tanking as the Pega comes out, and puts the king as well, and now he sends his hybrid in between. He still has his 2 heals, he still has a rage and a couple of freezes. So uses the first heal nice and early. The hogs from the siege barracks come as well. A few of the miners are hitting the scatter shot. That goes down. Uses the warden ability in the center. Uses the freeze to save the queen, and puts a rage for the queen as well. Now the single Inferno is targeting her again, so he has to freeze that single Inferno again, and the queen manages to get it down. The hybrid troops are still going. The RC is moving around, but that defending queen is killing some of the troops. However, some of the miners and the RC ends up killing her. The queen is still alive. There's only that Whiz tower left, and this was a nice triple by Trento. Very nicely done. So we started with a defense, and we got the triple. So we started nice and strong. Now they're coming in, so it's Lexnos coming in against Bernard. So he's also coming in with a hybrid. He has 1 jump instead of a rage. So let's see what he does. Puts the jump down for the queen so that she can go inside. Uses the freeze for the single Inferno. The Asgard was a little bit late on that. Now the queen gets rid of that single Inferno, and she's going to be able to get rid of some more defenses. And hopefully for him, she doesn't walk. She goes inside, and she manages to go into the town hall, gets the town hall down. Now the wizard tower, and he can start with his hybrid whenever he wants. The tornado trap also gets triggered, so he now goes with the hybrid with the king and siege barracks at 12 o'clock to funnel them. Pretty similar to Trento's attack. They all go in. Uses the heal first. He still has 1 more heal and the warden ability as well as the king ability. Queen is still alive. The scattershot is just hitting her, but it's only that. All the expos are being tanked by the hybrid. So they're all going through the center, uses the last heal on the left hand side where the Tesla farm was, and that also helps the royal champion get rid of that area. Again, the queen is not getting too much damage. The defending queen ends up killing the royal champion, but there's still the queen, there's still the barbarian king, and some wizards left. They get rid of the defending queen, and now it's just an expo with a full health king, and this was a triple by Lex Norris against Bernard's base. Nicely done by him. So then it was our turn, so TK coming in with the drag bat against Lexnor's base. So he finds a few Teslas at 12 o'clock, so he puts his king and a few more loons there just to make sure that the king goes inside. He wants him to go towards that single Inferno compartment. Has to use the freeze that covers the defending king and the single Inferno. Now the king is also going to be able to go and get the eagle as well. The queen started at 9 and she goes in and gets rid of the royal champion, and his plan is to send the dragons with super minions in between, going directly into the center of the base. The town hall is at 6 o'clock, so his plan is to send the blimp directly to the town hall. So let's see how that goes. One of the sweepers is facing the dragon, so he's gonna have to rage them up, uses the warden ability. They keep going into the center of the base, and now he uses the blimp with the rage, and he's got yetis and sneaky goblins in there. The town hall goes down, and he still has some bats to use. So he puts them on top of the scatter. As we know, that's the scatter can't target the things that are on top of it. The royal champion gets rid of one of the wizard towers, and the other wizard tower is being tanked by a dragon and a super minion, but he still had a freeze spell, so he just decides to freeze the area. And now the bats are just getting rid of the remaining defenses. Now it's just the queen that is targeting air, but all the bats can kill her off very quickly, and this was a nice triple by TK. So now we're 2-1 on our triples, still with the advantage. Very nicely done by TK. Now we've got Eve Maxi coming in against TK's base, and he's also coming in with the drag bat. Let's see what he does. He starts with a couple of archers at 9 o'clock and sneaky goblins just to get rid of those buildings and create a bit of a funnel. Uses the quake for the RC trick, I believe, for the single Inferno, so the RC is coming down. He also puts the slammer at 9. Now he's going to be able to use the RC, uses a lightning spell just to reset the single Inferno, and the RC manages to get rid of that. This is a really nice funnel for his troops. He also has a king and queen at 8 o'clock. And I believe that the defending king just pulled all of the dragons off, so even though it was a really nice funnel, I think that the defending king just moved all of the dragons that were going to the town hall off, and then the warden ability had expired by the time they were there on the town hall, so all of the dragons had damage, and now they're on a tornado trap, and the single Inferno and Tesla farms are just getting rid of the rest of the troops. He had a freeze left, but this was not gonna help his bats. All the bats died. His queen is still alive with ability. He uses the ability now just to get a little bit more percentage, but this was a really nice defense by TK. I think OP King that ended up pulling all of the dragons off the town hall. That was perfect. We've got Cook coming in against Elliot. And he puts a couple of Yetis just to funnel the queen in. He wants to queen charge the town hall, so he does a nice little funnel. The queen ends up going inside thanks to the super wall breaker as well, opening that wall. And now she's targeting the town hall. Now the CC comes out, he has to put the poison down. He was a little bit late on the poison, then he has to put a freeze. He has to put another rage again. The queen retargets to the lava hound, and now this is just a big mess. She ends up surviving, but now she has used her ability Tangle does go down. He's already started his hybrid going through the middle of the base. Eagle goes down, the queen is walking up, the single Inferno is now targeting her. He uses the rage and puts the freeze for the single Inferno. The Tesla pops up, so there's a Tesla farm popping up for the queen, so that makes it so that she can't get to that single Inferno in time, and she goes down. Probably if she had had her ability there, she would have gotten rid of that single Inferno and this would have been a different story, but at the moment it looks like it's gonna be a defense. Still has his P.E.K.K.A alive. He just has a couple of miners that are in the center of the base, and he's got a few other, maybe like one miner that is helping with the cleanup and the warden as well. So now it's just gonna be racking up the percentage. Nice try by Coop. I think if the town hall charge had gone a little bit different, this would have been a triple for sure. The queen would have been able to get rid of that single Inferno, that entire compartment, and probably also the Tesla farm and all the buildings at 12 o'clock. So very nice try by Coop. Now we've got Elliot coming in against Trento. So he starts with the queen walk at 12, puts the rage down against the king, uses the headhunter as well. Uses the red super wall breaker so that the queen can go inside. That way she's going to be able to get rid of the eagle, the AD and the scatter shot. He's also coming in with La Lune. Gets rid of the scatter, gets rid of the AD, the weak tower. Now she can also get rid of the defending queen. And now she's getting rid of the eagle, so very nice charge indeed. Puts the royal champion at 3 o'clock just to get rid of that multi-inferno. Sissy comes out, puts the poison down and the freeze so that she can get rid of that. The multi-inferno was targeting her healers. Now the lava pops and they end up going back to the queen. The queen still has her ability, but she has no more healers left and she ends up dying. He decides to start with his Lalo from 11 o'clock and uses his king to get the Tangle. Tangle didn't go down to the king, so now he has to use his Slammer to go there to the Tangle. The Tangle doesn't, sorry, the Slammer doesn't path to the Tangle, and the Tangle, it just has a little bit of health. A couple of loons do go there. They do end up getting the Tangle down, but his Lalo has completely died, and this is gonna be a nice defense by Trento. Very nicely done, 73%. Now this is my attack. This is a replay of my attack. It was against Nick, and my idea was to send the Blim. The Blim was going to be getting rid of the Tangle. Over here, when it got pushed back by the sweeper, I was meant to be clicking on it so that it went into that compartment. I ended up being a second too late, and the blimp ended up popping outside, which meant that that was not my plan, so now I had to adapt. Now I had to start with my queen at 12 o'clock and start going down. I did bring a headhunter for that king, which was what I was gonna do. My king and my witches, I was gonna put them a little bit more towards 3 o'clock. Now I put the jump down. I was clicking on the headhunter here, and due to my fat fingers, I just could not get it to go there. So that caused me to use my queen ability. Now that jump, I was meant to use it in the center of the base. However, I wanted my troops to go inside so that they could get rid of the Tangle and save the 2-star. So that's why I was adapting on this attack, and it looks so messed up. End up putting the poison down for the CC troops. The queen is in there with the tornado trap again. A second too late on that freeze. I put it for the expo and the multi-inferno so that the queen could get it down. I was second too late again, and also a lot of my giants end up walking. Obviously, if the king and the witches had been at 3 o'clock, they would have funneled that area, and all of my giants would have gone inside the base. My jump was going to be connecting the eagle compartment area. In this occasion, everything at the beginning didn't go as planned, and it just shows you how one mistake can just turn the entire raid off. So Nick ends up defending here, and I end up getting a 74% 2-star. Now, if check going against my base, and he's coming with Golem Avalanche with the Super Wizards, so he's got 2 rages, a heal, 4 invisibility spells and a jump. So he sends his Lava Hound. The Lava Hound triggers the Tornado Trap. The Blimp is also on the Tornado Trap. A Black Mine hits the Lava Hound, the other Black Mine the Blimp, and thanks to that lava he manages to get his Blimp all the way inside the tank hole, and with the rage and invisibility spells they end up getting the tank hole down. Now this is a super minion and a headhunter that are from the CC. He's already used his poison, so the super minion is gonna start doing work, but on a golem, so that doesn't matter. The queen ends up getting rid of it, and he starts with his golems and super wizards on the right hand side. The queen ends up walking, which is good for me. Has to use the queen ability, and now the king is going to be able to kill her. However, the rest of his army is just moving in an anti-clockwise formation through the base, puts the heal down for his super wizards. He puts the rage as well and the jump there. That's going to allow them to go through the rest of the base, and with the chains and with the king ability he can just get through the rest of the base. He also has his royal champion with a freeze and the royal champion ability, so this was a nice triple by Ivchek against my base. So sadly I got a 2-star and then I got 3-star, so now it's getting pretty tight. So after 5 attacks from them, they've got 12 stars and we've got 10 stars, and we've got them on percent, so we only need to get 67% on this last attack and we win the war. So a 67% 2-star. Now Bernard comes in and he's coming in with 6 healers, Lalo, a Yeti and the log launcher. So let's see what he does. So the warden, he starts with a Warden Walk, which is also the first time I've seen this, a Warden Walk with the Lalo, and with 5 healers on the Warden. The Wizard just funneling 9 o'clock, so that's a nice funnel. Now he's putting something else at 12 with a Loon, just funneling 12 o'clock, and he sends the Log Launcher. An Expo is just hitting his Warden, so he has to use that rage for the Warden Walk, and now he sends his Queen, and they're going to be able to follow the Log Launcher's path, which is all the way into the tank hole. The King ends up going down to that single Inferno. Now the Ice Golems that come out of the Log Launcher, one of them gets launched, the other one dies pretty quickly. The CC was a Lava Hound, so he has to spend a bit of time there, and then he has to use the Warden ability thanks to the defending Royal Champion. Now he sends his own Royal Champion, which is gonna be getting rid of the single Inferno, but it also pops Skelly Traps. That Tornado Trap ends up going, and that ends up killing his Queen and Warden. So he wanted his Queen to get that tank hole, he didn't end up getting it, so now he uses an invisibility spell for the Loons to get into the tank hole and at least get that 2-star. However, he's at 51%, he's already deployed all of his Lalo, he doesn't have any spells for his Lalo, and it looks like it's gonna be a defense. He needed 66% and he's getting 64. Sorry, so he needed 67 and he got 64. And with that, we actually ended up losing on percentage by 0.4%, 2 trips each. Now we have 1 match left, and it is against Last Dance, and after that we will know who moves into the playoffs in the LIC. If you liked the video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time with more Clash. See ya.